What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another video. My name is Johnny.
I'm Reagan.
This is our bus, Miles of Smiles, and we're so glad to have you here. So glad to see your smiling face. What the heck are we doing here today? Well, I don't know. Can you see behind Reagan?
Oh, it's too dark.
Oh, there you go. We're making walls, people. We're here yesterday. Today is Sunday, and we made a wall yesterday. At least
the start of a wall.
The start of a wall. That's what we're here to kind of finish today. We also worked on finishing our ceiling off to the side, all the way down as far as we're going to go on the edge. So that's another thing we're going to do here today. There's something important going on here in Wisconsin today. Packers are playing. So our day's going to get cut a little bit short because of the Packer game. Going to go over there at halftime, but going to see what work we can get done right now. For now, we're going to get going on finishing the cedar ceiling on the other side here. We'll get going on that, and then we can maybe talk about the wall when we're working on it. But for now, we got to make the most of our time. Let's get working on the ceiling. Alright guys, so admittedly, we didn't do a great job this week of actually talking to the camera as we were going. We have a lot of footage of us working, but that's about it. So I'm going to go ahead, throw myself down here in the corner, and chat with you while we go. So finishing the cedar ceiling really wasn't as bad as we thought it was going to be. We thought it was going to be a pretty painstaking process with making that sharp curve, but turns out that with the 1/4 inch cedar and with the curve that we had, we got lucky and it really wasn't too bad. These are really well held in place as well because we use screws instead of nails. We were kind of forced to do that, but I think it's actually going to help us in the long run because those screws are really holding the boards tight and have less likelihood of moving around or wiggling around like a nail would. You can maybe tell here that some of the boards got a little warpy, but thankfully most of the ones that got warpy or kind of off are going to be behind cabinets, so we're all good there. Alright, and now we're back to Saturday. So this is where we started to build that main back wall. Now you can see, and if you know our build, you know that we have these 4x4 posts that we're using to reinforce our ceiling that we made really floppy and then made really rigid again. But anyways, these 4x4 posts are providing a great anchoring point for a lot of this wall and some of our other walls as well. So effectively it's a giant stud, really, really solid giant stud. So I decided to just kind of build off of that. We're using a 2x3 here. I didn't want to go the full depth of that 4x4 post, and the reason for that being is we're going to have all of our electrical components on the back side of it. So I wanted to use some framing that was going to give me at least, it's only an inch, but if the electrical on the back side can be set an inch farther back, then that much more space is going to be available in our garage area. Now you'll see I went with this horizontal kind of ladder framing style, and that's because it was kind of something I saw a lot of other people doing, and as I was doing it, it seemed really, really rigid and really solid, so I felt good about it. And some people may notice that I don't have a top stud in a lot of this framing, and I only put a bottom stud in certain areas of the framing, and that's because some areas we know that we're going into studs in the ceiling or studs in the existing subfloor. So I didn't really feel the need to add more floor studs because we already have anchoring points that are just hidden. After we constructed a bit of the back wall, then we put this first piece of our bed frame on. And this piece is anchored into those 4x4 posts with huge, like 5-inch screws. We knew we were going to utilize the posts just again because of their rigidity, and it just gave us a really easy place to anchor our bed frame and not have to tie it into anything else or build a lot of support going downwards. The ladder pieces that I have there are spaced out about every 9 inches. Totally made that up, pulled that number out of my butt. In another place, I spaced them 12 inches. But the reason I wanted to do 9 inches back here is because, like I said, our electrical components are going to be on the back side of this wall. Some of those electrical components can be pretty heavy, so I wanted to ensure that we could hang a lot of things on that wall other gear along with electrical stuff and feel really good about it holding up with all the shifting and moving around. And we're back to our shortened Sunday. So here we just mostly focused on the back wall still and trying to get plywood on the back side of it so we could insulate it. So because this back wall is pretty thick, we figured why not insulate it? So we ended up actually putting 2 inches of foam board insulation in here, which you'll see later. And although we have well spray foamed bus and we have an insulated back door, I figured, hey, a little bit of insulation between us and that back door certainly isn't going to hurt. It's only going to help keep us warmer or cooler in the night. Then we hop back to Wednesday, and you may be thinking to yourself, who the heck is that guy with that hair? And I know, you can tell right here too. I got a haircut finally. But I was in town and wanted to come tinker around on the bus, so that's what I did. You can notice I'm not exactly in bus building clothing here, but did a lot of contemplating, did a lot of thinking of how we were going to make the frame, how we we're going to frame some different things out. It's more or less a tinker day and kind of a planning day. Here I'm starting to put up some of the studs on the very edge of the wall. Now our walls are not perfectly straight up and down, and many shuttle bus walls aren't. So in order to have something closer to the wall to secure our walls going horizontally, I needed to add a stud over there, and so I squared it to the bottom because we knew we were going to secure it to that board running on top of the window there, but squared it to the bottom as it was pushed up against that board to hopefully make it as vertical as possible. And then we're back to yesterday, the day we were gonna post this video, but we got busy doing lots of work. So basically back to some more framing, and then you'll see here shortly, we get into that foam I was talking about. after we finished the back wall, it was time to start framing out some other walls. And with this one, I actually went with a 2x2 in the middle. You're not going to see the finish of it because it cut off, but I went with the 2x2 in the middle and that same ladder method with some 2x3s. So we're trying to have this one be a nice and shallow wall because we're going to build some shelves on the back side. So, kind of a weird video, guys, kind of different. Hope you still enjoyed it, and I hope you still got something out of it. Like I said, we just didn't do the best job of talking to the camera while we were there, and that's kind of how we've been lately, honestly, because I just wanted to get some work done. I haven't really wanted to focus on filming or stopping all the time to say something because really we're just eager to get in the bus and get stuff done. And I know sometimes it doesn't take long to say something, but sometimes I honestly just don't think of it because I get in the groove and my head's so much focused on the bus, and that happens. But like I said, I hope you guys still enjoyed this video and got something out of it. Let me know if kind of doing these recap videos after the fact and me maybe talking about some things we learned rather than you watching us struggle all the way through it completely is better. Or if it's worse, if you like it, if you don't. If you enjoyed anything in this video, guys, go ahead, drop a comment below. Of course, give us a thumbs up as well. Hey, and if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I think like over half of our viewers are not subscribed. So, you guys know you want to. There's a lot ahead of us, and we've come a very long way, and we'd love to have you along for the continued journey of the build and beyond. So please go ahead and subscribe. Say hi to us in the comments. We love all the support from you guys. But for now, I'm going to go on a walk with Reagan and the dogs, but we'll catch you on the next one.